Yes, we are live? Hello, is anybody there? How's everyone? I hope everyone's had a great week. We're back. It's Saturday again. It must be Saturday. If I'm here streaming, it's got to be Saturday. So I hope everyone's had a great past week. Today we're gonna recap the usual YouTube news features that have come out. We're also going to just answer your YouTube questions. So if you have a question anytime during the show, just drop it in the chat, put a Q in front of it so I know it's a question. I have a bad enough habit of just highlighting random conversations in the chat. So if it's a question for me, make sure you drop a Q in front of that. That'd be awesome. So I hope, let me know how your week is. I believe it's just gone past winter solstice or summer solstice, depending what part of the world you're in. Northern Hemisphere, you've had the longest day. Down here, in this part of the world, I think Friday, if it was yesterday, we had the shortest day of the year, which was less than 10.5 hours of sunlight, which isn't too bad because we are sort of in the sort of subtropical part of the world. But if you're further south towards the South Pole, you had even less light in that 24-hour period. So that means we're in the middle of the thing, and we're about to come out the other end. Now, summer in the Northern Hemisphere lingers a little bit longer. Winter down here lingers a little bit longer as we circle around the sun and everything happens. Sounds like I'm a science channel now. Okay. All right, let's dive into the chat, see who's here. Oh, I've waffled enough already. I don't have too much from before the stream because I didn't have my my chat thing activated, but I do have the earliest mention I have is about quarter past the hour, give or take. We had Kevin Hawthorne in the house as always. Hey, let's bring up the graphic for the show. That's always good. Graphic for the show. Even I was in here doing some testing. Check 1, 2. Chantel Hills is in the house. Welcome. We also have Creator Classroom. All the mods are filing in there, of course. Learn Spanish World is here. Welcome. Frank over 50 is here as well. On time, yeah, indeed. Doug, I can see and hear you. That's always good to know. That's always good to know. Creator Classroom is here. I have Test and Compare on both channels. I'm running tests on the other one as well. I need to publish a video. Don't we always need to publish a video? Now, this week I dropped a video about... Now, I've been working on a video for Test and Compare since last week. I still haven't got it done. I'm still in the edit. Haven't had a lot of time to edit. But I bumped it in the middle of the week because of the announcement. An interesting announcement of a feature in a blog post of all places for an experiment, which is really bizarre because they don't generally drop blog post announcements for just something they're experimenting on, which tells me it's a pretty serious experiment if they're doing it. And that's it's a feature that they didn't really even give a name. And I don't know if it's because it's an experiment, but that is what we're sort of terming as, I was going to say Test and Compare, but we're not talking about that. It's like a community note thing, a bit like on Twitter, on X, whatever you call it these days. So, but YouTube aren't calling it community notes, but it's sort of the most analogous thing we can sort of compare it to. There's probably going to be a lot of big differences to the way Twitter does it, I'm sure. As we know, Elon likes to do things the weird way. That's right. I've got a timer on this that runs out. I'm wondering why the graphic is the chat message isn't still up on the screen. But yeah, so we're going to talk about that one for a little bit. I did a video on it, so that's the detail. But if there's anybody wants to do any follow-up questions on that, or we're gonna touch on it, talk about it a little bit today. Maybe recap some of the Creator Insider announcements for the week. Most of them are actually launches. There was one experiment and then a bunch of launches, which is pretty cool. Dr. Doug, the weather specialist. There's a name for a channel. YouTube experimentation, always hit and miss. Yeah. Sometimes something that it takes off, they get it implemented quickly and roll it out as a full-blown feature. Sometimes experiments linger. For example, the one that lingers the most, the one that comes to mind the most, is an experiment that's still lingering even today. Is the community guidelines, or the chat guidelines, or the comment guidelines that people can put on their channels. I don't know if everybody has it yet. The last time I looked, it was actually still listed as a experiment. Now, I've had it for a very long time, and so if it's like your first time into my chat, it would pop up before you go to chat, or as you're coming into the chat, for example. So it's something that I think is good. But I don't know why it hasn't rolled out to like everybody, really. But it's been marked as an experiment for such a long time. I'm just going to see if I can pull it up and have a look. It's in the settings. It's under community, channel guidelines. Yeah, it's still listed as an experiment. Let's have a look. You can see over here where my cursor is circling, it says experiment still in the corner. So we're in settings, community, and channel guidelines. And it's still listed as an experiment where you can set a welcome message and 3 guidelines for your channel for people who are commenting. And so you give them stuff like, keep it family friendly, be civil and respectful, no self-promotion or spam, which is ones I chose. But it's still listed as an experiment after how many years now? I don't know if everybody has it yet. They haven't announced anything. But this is like an example of something that could linger for a long time as an experiment. I've had it for like a number of years. I don't know if it's because they've just forgotten to take the experiment tag off. I don't know if everybody has it. So let me know if you've got it or not. So that'll be in your settings, community, and you should have a tab called channel guidelines. If you don't have that channel guidelines tab, it means you don't have it. But that's a little sort of a strange one that's lingered a long time as an example. All right, let's jump back into the chat. Ollie Smith is in the house. Welcome to the stream. We've also got Ask Plus Dad. Welcome. And Chantel doesn't have it on the Chantel Hills channel. It is checking the Fiberific channel. Yeah, so it's one of those random things. I don't know if they've forgotten about it. I might even ask YouTube Creator Liaison about that one, because that's interesting. Okay, they wanted me to save changes and I didn't change anything. That's really weird. So yeah, I hope, as I say, couple of announcements this week. We'll dive into those, and then we'll come back to any questions that come into the chat along the way. No questions so far today, but let's jump into the main one first of all. So let me jump over. I prepared a screen earlier. All right. First thing we're going to talk about this week is test and compare. Now, we know last week they started rolling it out to everyone, outside of the people who are in the experiment. But we got this message, I think, in the last 24 hours or so, or maybe 2 days ago at the most. The day we've been waiting for is here. Thumbnail, test and compare is fully rolled out to all creators with access to advanced features. So if you're eligible, all the eligibility criteria, which is advanced features, not a made-for-kids channel, don't have any, some sort of restriction, I believe was the other thing. And maybe a community guidelines, sort of no strikes sort of thing. I can't remember exactly on that last one. But yeah, apparently everybody should have it now. So that's another thing to check for if you haven't checked already. Now, I think last week I showed you how to check for that real quickly. And it is going to be part of the video that I release. The checking for that, and then how to use it, best practices, all that good stuff. So there was that announcement a couple of days ago as a follow-up and an update. And what was the other one? Now today, on Friday US time, or it was like early this morning my time. Renee Ritchie, the creative liaison, actually put out a tweet regarding a feature called Corrections, which we talked about on the show a few weeks ago as sort of like a feature that they rolled out a couple of years ago. They didn't really release any documentation on it, and it was totally forgotten by the creative community at large until Andrew Can mentioned it in a tweet the other week. We started having some discussions. Andrew released a video on it, and now today Renee's dropping that. And to read the responses, big name YouTubers didn't even know about this feature. MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee, tweeted that he wasn't aware of it. I saw Snazzy Labs, another tech YouTuber, he didn't know about it. A lot of people I follow are in the tech space, so they're going, oh, I didn't know about that. Epos Vox, a whole bunch of big, well-known creators, and someone like Epos Vox, Addy or Adam over there, he no, I don't think so. I think it's Andrew, not whatever his name is. He used to work for an MC, and he used to like train people on all things YouTube, and is very knowledgeable around YouTube things. He didn't know about it. I didn't know about it until Andrew Can reminded us all a few weeks ago. So it is good that Renee has mentioned this. This is awesome, and people are like, tell me more. Tell me how. So if you want to know how and don't know anything about it, Andrew Can released a video. I think we dropped it in the chat a few weeks ago. If Chantel has that link handy, she can drop that in the chat if she has it handy, of course. If you want to know about the corrections tab, and if just to recap anybody that wasn't here a few weeks ago when we talked about it, the corrections is a feature where you'll get a little card pop up. You know, when the card pops up in the top right hand side there, it will you can put in a timestamp in your description by setting up in a certain way, which is what the video will go into how to do that exactly. Even this tweet tells you how to do it. It basically, you can put in the correction. It could be like correcting like information that was incorrect in the video, or something that's changed since the video is released. Anything to do with that. So you think of it like a bit of like an annotation that doesn't go on the screen, but you get the pop-up. People can click on the pop-up, and it pops down and shows you a little nice part underneath the description that says, at this timestamp, this is the correction, whatever the correction might be. So it's like it features it, makes it clear, makes it easy for people to find, pops it up on the screen that people need to click it to go read it. It's a really good feature. It's a really like unknown feature to most creators, and so I've applied it to some of my content where YouTube were calling the remix tool. They used to call it short sampling in some places. In some places they called it the create button, and then they renamed it the remix button. So on some of my older videos where I had the old version of the button or the old version of that content, I was dropping corrections in on some of those videos the other week, and so now they'll show up on those particular videos when people watch them, and they'll understand that when I'm talking about short sampling or talking about the create button underneath a video, it's talking about the remix button. So some interesting things to learn there. We're going to go through a couple of other ones in a minute, but I want to jump back to the chat and see what everyone has to say so far. Fiberific has it. Maybe you have to have it. Maybe you got to be in YPP to have it. There's no stipulation right now that I've seen from YouTube, but maybe it's hidden in some of the documentation somewhere. Monique says she doesn't have it on any of the channels. Yeah, it's pretty random. That whole experiment thing, I don't know why it's taking so long. It is channel in good standing, 90 days. Okay, that's talking about. Oh, we're talking about. Are we talking about test and compare or the chat guidelines experiment? Maybe I'm getting confused. Good standing 90 days. That was to do test and compare. I've test and compare on both. Yeah, I need to check my other channels, and I got it on my main channel, this channel here. So, Home Rapid Repair in the house. Has it on the channel? Excellent. I would expect so. Was on either channels yesterday and uploaded videos. Just checked again now. It's on both channels. Snuck in, definitely. Chatty Cathy in the house, welcome. I know yesterday or the day before I had the feature. Yeah. So they rolled it out in just over a week, which is pretty good. Now, the video about corrections from Andrew Can, Chantel's dropped that in the chat, so you can go check that out. It's a pretty cool feature, in my opinion. Chatty Cathy says, I find a lot of big channels don't know as much as smaller channels because the big channels started a while ago. They stopped trying to learn or keep learning. That is true in some cases, absolutely. There are some channels that keep abreast of it, or if they get larger and they're a team, they'll probably have like a couple of people who sort of keep more up to date on YouTube features, whereas everybody else is focusing on the creation process. So, you know, that could be a thing. That's fair. Tip for cruisers in-house as well. I have had the test and compare. I also have test and compare only have 126 subs. Yeah. So as long as you've got advanced features, which between January and now would have been fairly easy to accrue, the channel history for that. Yeah, it's a feature for everyone to use. What is the name of the service you're using for the comments? The comments, I am using a service called Social Stream Ninja, or it's just Social Stream for short. I've got the Mac app version of it. There's a Chrome sort of extension version of it, and there's a Windows version. The app versions for both Windows and Mac are beta products still, but you can also just run it in your Chrome browser, and it's a little clunky in places, but I'm finding the app's easier to use than the Chrome browser, because I was testing it in the Chrome browser like a month or two back with some other things I was doing. I like to check out tools and stuff. So Social Stream Ninja. Now the icon for it, I don't have a link to it right now, but I could probably track that down after stream in regards to that. I can link to the download page. Actually, it's actually in the help. So if I go to the GitHub repository, is it GitHub? Oh. You know what? I'll drop it in the chat if I can find where I can drop it in the chat. Here we go. socialstream.ninja/landing. We'll take you to the page. That'll give you the options to either go down the Windows or Mac beta route, or to go to the Chrome extension route for that. To customize the look and feel of it, sometimes you got to dive into like some menus and stuff. That's why the app's a little bit easier. Otherwise, you got to it's like checking things on and off, or telling it to do colors in like either hex format or different things, so you can like change the look and feel. And it's very flexible, very flexible. And we learnt last week that you could actually use it to bring up the custom members emojis will actually display on it, which is pretty cool, because I don't know any other chat highlighting service that actually does that at the moment, unless it's built into maybe one of the other web streamers like Restream or something. I know StreamYard doesn't have it. I know Ecan doesn't have it. Let's dive in and say hello to Anfield Road, a layout in the loft. Welcome. So yeah, that is that question answered, and I'm at the bottom of the chat already. Anyway, all right, let's look at what else they covered in Creator Insider in the past week. I think the biggest one, and I think the one that might be useful to some people who do like long form, maybe live streams and stuff, is there used to be a limit in the YouTube editor when you go back afterwards to edit stuff or to trim. If your video was longer than 6 hours, you weren't able to edit it at all, because there was like a edit time limit. Now they've lifted that limit, so you can. It doesn't matter how long a video or a stream or a podcast, whatever it is, if you need to like trim it or blur something, you can now actually do that in the YouTube editor. Well, you should have the ability to do that by the end of this month. They're sort of rolling that out to everybody as an upgrade to the YouTube editor, so that they've taken away that particular limitation, which is pretty cool. What else have I got here? This one I haven't seen in the wild yet, but they announced it, so I don't know the timing on this. Is when you're doing your comments, say you're in the back end of your channel, say in Studio, and you're doing comments in there where all your comments are aggregated. In the Publish tab or the Publish section, you're able to now, will be, if you don't have it already, soon, click and highlight multiple chat messages and do bulk actions on them, which is handy if you've got some some spam or trolls in a row and you just want to delete them. You can just like tag them all and then go and mass delete them or mass. I'm assuming you'd be able to mass. I wonder if you can mass heart them. I'm really not sure. They didn't give a lot of information on that, but being able to multi-select comments in the publish section, because they're already able to do that in the held for review section, because in held for review you tend to get that's where all your spammy stuff ends up if you've got your filters set correctly. So most of the time the best common action you want to do is either sometimes things go in an error, you want to move them back, or you want to just hide user from channel, or you want to just delete those comments because they're spam. So you will be able to like do those bulk actions in the comments section very soon. And I believe that's in Studio. And I believe that's on desktop. I don't have it in my notes as to what that is. Now, let me know, is there anybody from in Korea? Anybody in Korea? The next one is applicable to Korea only. So if there's no one here in Korea, we'll skip it. But I'll mention it still. I'll mention it real quick, and then we'll go in. They're launching shopping affiliate program in Korea. So through a company called Coupang or Coupang. That's P-A-N-G. Coop, like C-O-U-P, like a coupon. Coupang. So it could be a play on words, or it could just be the Korean word for coupon. I don't know, but it's obviously a shopping site. So they're launching that Korean affiliate program for shopping. US already has some affiliate stuff in place. If you're in the US, us here in Australia, we lucked out on affiliate stuff at the moment, so I don't know how that works. But most of our viewers are probably in the US anyway. Why can't we participate in the US affiliate program? You know what I mean? Anyway, we'll have a look at another one in a second, but I'm going to jump back for the chat just in a sec. Got stream on, but cleaning track to run trains and get vid done for 4channel. Yeah, absolutely. It's good when you can multitask, I reckon. All right. Yeah, it's a question. I see a queue. Thank you for the queue. For a video platform, do you feel their online editor is pretty sad? It's pretty basic, yeah. Maybe they have improved it since I last looked. I think I've done a video on... when did I do the video? A while back. Might have been a couple of years ago on the... was it the blur feature? I think the blur. I know you can do basic trim. So you can cut a section out, or you can trim top and tail, trim the front, trim the back. You can like mark points out and trim it, and then it sort of closes the gap. Blur. I think you can do some audio replacement. So it's basically like you've made a video, you've uploaded it, it's getting views, but there's some little part that you sort of got to take out, whether it's like because there's a copyright or a community guidelines issue, or whether you've just made a mistake and you just want to trim it rather than take it down and re-upload a fresh one, because then you lose all those views and watch time and stuff, and you just want to, it's not worth me redoing it. I can just trim that part out and the video still makes sense. Then, they're basic tools. Definitely not meant to be a tool for editing a video from scratch. That is a tool for that would be on an Android phone is the YouTube Create app. That's the tool that they're working on. This intention for to edit a video fully on an Android, and hopefully they'll roll that out to iOS sometime this year. That'd be lovely. I did a video of the YouTube, just like a general overview of the YouTube Create app on Android on my mobile channel earlier this year, I think, or it was late last year, one of the two. Good morning to Rebel Candace. Welcome. I can choose up to 20 comments, mass report or mass delete. No other options. Yeah, it was a bit vague from the Creator Insider video as to what you could actually do with the tagging or the multiple selection. Just the fact that you could multi-select comments. So yeah, mass report or mass delete. Well, it sort of makes sense on the delete. Mass report I didn't think of. I would have thought I would love to mass heart. So yeah, I'll just go through. That's a good one. That's a good one. I just want to heart all those. I'm not going to reply to them. I'm just going to heart them and just heart them at scale. I guess clicking on each one to highlight them is the same as clicking the heart button. So it's probably extra work to do it then in that case when I think about it. Oh, coupon. I call it a coupon. There's 4 ways to say North Carolina. Man. That's good to know. Amazing yacht destinations in the house. Welcome. Coupon. 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 Yeah, some people say the C and the U make a Q sound. And coupon. Coupon. Interesting. The YouTube Create app is a full-time editor, but only available on Android at this time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being rolled out on iOS because I'm primarily an iPhone user. The only reason why I have like a Pixel 7 is because I have my mobile channel and I like to be abreast of what features this one has, what features my iPhone has, so that I can cover both for content. That's my primary reason for having an Android phone. If you need to edit a live stream, YouTube takes several hours before the options are available. Yeah, I notice generally for like these live streams on a Saturday, I have to wait. Like I wait till, because it's obviously I'm going. It's late evening here. I have to wait. Like it's not available like as a VOD for that sort of thing until like 10 to 12 hours later. So yeah, there is some time. Thanks. Do you know if YouTube's full editor is only on mobile, no PC version is planned? I haven't heard any information about a PC version. It could be interesting. They could have it like as a web-based editor. Like I understand why it's an app, because it makes sense. There's already like apps like CapCut. Like it's been a proven product that people use. But yeah. That's interesting. That might be something to suggest to, or ask Renee Ritchie, Creator Liaison. They want that sort of feedback. So yeah, hey, that's pretty cool that you've got the Create app on Android and bring it to iPhone soon. It'd be really cool if we could have it on some sort of desktop format, whether that's a standalone app or whether it's a web-based editor. Creator Classroom uses the YouTube Create app for my shorts, quick video editing and things. Yeah, I like the format because it's very similar to like a CapCut sort of thing. Like I can handle doing like shorts in those. If it was a really long video, I'm not a mobile editor, but for a short, it makes sense to me. So I already use like the shorts tools in the YouTube app, which is like totally different again in the way it works. It's really basic, putting a short together, like putting clips together and joining them up. I think it's definitely in regards to having it on a PC, I think there's some merit in that. Even though there's like oodles of apps of various, high-level ones like Premiere Pro and DaVinci Resolve and Final Cut, down to more, CapCut. Well, CapCut's a good example. They have an app on the phone, but they also have an app on Mac and PC as well. So you can use it on anything basically. So, the use case and the it's been proven to work with CapCut, so it makes sense that they could do it with the Create app. And maybe they should, because if TikTok gets banned in the US, maybe CapCut goes down the same path, because it's also owned by the same company as TikTok. So it's possible that that's why they're doing the app, but they should really know that CapCut is available on these other platforms as well. So you need to plan to roll it out to those other platforms. So hopefully that's something they do. I nailed it. There we go. Is the YouTube Creator app the app that's called Dream? No, it's actually called YouTube. It's called Create. Yeah, YouTube. It's called Create or YouTube Create. It has an icon. Let me see if I can show the icon here, so you know what it looks like in the Android. Where is it? It's gonna be down the bottom. All right, let's see if we can. Okay, it's the one that's right next to the YouTube. You can see it says YT Create. So it's the white disc with sort of the red square on an angle. It looks like a lens opening up. There's between YouTube Music and YouTube. It's that one in the middle. So it's that one there. There's a couple of projects that they have Dream in front of. There's Dream Screen. There's one I think there's one that does creates AI music, and I think the word Dream is in that as well. I can't remember, but this is a Dream Screen that does the background, like AI background for shorts and stuff. I don't even know how you access that. I don't know where that is. I've never seen it in the wild. So if anybody knows where that is, I don't think it's not part of the Create app as far as I can tell. If anybody knows how to get to Dream Screen, for example, I have no clue. I haven't seen it I haven't even seen it in the Shorts tools. So there is something called Dream Screen and Dream something else, but I don't know where those are or how you get them, or they're just only certain people have them. Yeah, I like the way that they worded that. It makes it sound like you should, because the wording was talking about VODs. Well, once it becomes a video, once the live stream is no longer a live stream, which means it's processed those few hours or 10 hours in my case, and then it's like an actual video. It should technically become available for test and compare, based on what they announced in the announcement the other week. So yeah, something to look into there. Something to look into. Okay, I highlighted this one because I'm interested in this. I have a theory on live replays not treated like normal VODs when it comes to impressions given long term. I don't know. I don't know why impressions would matter. As long as it's public, it needs to be public after the fact. I know that's a fact. It's converted to a VOD, or maybe it's converted to a VOD once you maybe trim it or something, and there's no longer a live chat associated with it. Maybe that's when it becomes a VOD for the purpose of test and compare. Who knows? Yeah, that could be a good use case for the Create app. Yeah, I sometimes, yeah, because if you're shooting a short, you tend to do it. It's easier to shoot a vertical video on a phone because you'd have to turn your camera sideways and do or muck around with that sort of stuff. People are used to filming vertical format on a phone, so it's a little easier, and then you can edit that. Do you have the link to the test and compare information? I need it for a description and can't find it. Yes. Where are we in the chat? How far back in the chat am I? I think I'm back a little ways now. I think we're a little. Information about. Okay, we're there. So. Yeah, I should have it somewhere. I'm not going to go look for it now. Maybe Chantel has it handy. That's good. Lilo Pink Purple Stick Figure, can you ask a question? Yeah, put a Q in front of it so I know it's a question for me. Just drop it in the chat. You can do that. Yeah, I find live streams are a different beast just because the time commitment for someone to watch a replay of a live stream is different to someone watching even a 20-minute video. If you're streaming for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour and a half, that's a bigger time commitment for someone to click on and start watching. So I think that's a reason why they don't necessarily do as well. Like I get a few replays initially after the fact, like people who've missed the stream that maybe would have been here if they were busy, not busy doing something else, different things like that. So that can be a factor with live streams. Not everybody's, and I'll find quite simply compared to regular videos, not everybody's into live streams necessarily. They might I just don't watch live streams at all. It's like just not my thing. Bit like some people are like, shorts are not my thing. I don't watch shorts, and I make shorts. I don't care about shorts. I just care about long form content. I just care about, a 10-minute video or a 7-minute video or a 15-minute video. Jerry's in the house. There he is. Park Bros here as well. Welcome. Quick question for Q. Boom. Exactly. Okay. I'm trying to catch up on the chat here now. I'm about 4 minutes behind. Yeah. Drop the dream screen info in. Let's see what we can figure out here. Dream screen info. I'm going to click on that. Everybody's dropping the dream screen info for me. Dream screen experimental. AI generated feature from YouTube. Read more here. Let me see if this is worthwhile. Okay. YouTube is the feature is currently only available to a limited set of creators in certain countries. The limited experiment is intended to ensure that we take proper steps to learn and build. Okay, so Dream Screen, the AI generated backgrounds and stuff for shorts, they're just testing it with certain creators. And it's actually part of the green screen option in shorts. So yeah, that sort of answers my question about that. So that's cool. Okay. Everybody's dropping them. Okay. It's a question. On Streamlabs, when I try to stream my mobile device, says this user is blocked from using Livestream. That means that the StreamYard, or Streamlabs, I should say, app, thinks that your channel doesn't currently have access to live streaming. Like you haven't enabled live streaming on your YouTube channel. So there's two things you need to check. If you know for a fact that you can live stream because you've live streamed before, then what I would do is log out of YouTube on the Streamlabs app so that you're not logged in, and you have to re-log in. What that will do is refresh information from YouTube. and hopefully then it will let you live stream. And now, if you haven't enabled live streaming, you've got to go over onto either the YouTube app or onto YouTube on desktop and attempt just to do a quick live stream. What it will do is it'll pull up like a message that says you need to wait 24 hours and then live streaming will be enabled, and there's like a countdown clock. So it won't let you live stream at that point, but it will start that activation process, which takes 24 hours, and after those 24 hours, you should be able to live stream from your channel. The best way to check that is just to see if you can do a quick live stream from the YouTube app on your phone itself or from YouTube on desktop. Now, if you're under 50 subscribers, then trying that on your phone won't work because you've got to have that 50 subscribers to live stream on your phone on the YouTube app. But you can still do it on desktop, so you can go to the desktop side of things and make sure it's activated and working over there. Then if you know it's working there, go over and do those refresh options on Streamlabs, and then hopefully that'll get you going there as well. But that's what that message means. It means that it thinks that YouTube hasn't given you permission to live stream yet. Okay, so there's another. What's this one? There's another link to do with. Oh, it's a test and compare link. Is that test compare link? Yeah, it's test and compare thumbnails. I can't remember what we were looking for on that one. Oh, it was to do with the VODs live streams. Public. Oh, hang on. The wording is different than I remember, but it does clarify things. Let me pull this up. This is important. Yeah, live streams aren't going to work if this is the case. Now let me highlight my section here. It says, it's all this section here. You can test thumbnails on public long-form videos, live premieres after it has been premiered or converted to a video. So a premiere initially is somewhat like a live stream where it replays the video, but once it's done, it becomes a normal video, as we know. So live streams are mentioned. It's a live premiere. The fact they said premiere means they're talking about premieres specifically, not talking about live streams. The word live might have thrown us off. And podcast episodes can be done as well, which makes sense because they've always been regular VODs. So there's the answer. So yes, live streams you can't. Live streams you can't test before the fact or after the fact. And there might be a limitation that might be something they open up later on in regards to that. So yeah, thank you for the link. All right. Thank you for the super chat. Amazing Yacht Destinations has dropped the 100 Thai Baht super chat. Thank you for keeping emotes off the stream. Still cannot turn it off on Android on my side. Yeah, I'll always try if I'm setting up a live stream. I'll make an effort to make sure that I've turned live reactions off. I will do that every time, unless I forget. Okay, there's a lot of links getting dropped. Okay. I've lost my spot. Here we go. Business growth ready. Michael's here. I have watched live streams full listening mode while working. Yeah. A lot of people like I listen to every week. I listen to the WAN show on the Linus Tech Tips channel. It's usually on. They usually do it like their Friday evening, Canada, West Coast Canada time. So it's on pretty late US time, but it's in the sort of middle of the day for me here normally. And so generally on a Saturday, I'm busy doing stuff during the day. So I'll have that on in the background or next to me while I'm doing something else generally. So live streams are good for that. I think podcasts are good for that too. Lolo, not a problem. Not a problem. They're the main things I would recommend for that. That's where I usually find that's the reason why they're pulling up that error message. All right. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. So if you're adding a live stream to a podcast, it's technically a live replay that's been turned into a podcast. So, and the only reason why it is because it's in a podcast playlist rather than a regular playlist. I would say, this would be my guess right now, I would say that if a podcast used to be a live stream, then it probably won't let you do test and compare. Just at present, with the way it currently is. Oh, there we go. Confirmed. Cannot use testing and compare of live stream, even if the replay, if it's added to a podcast playlist. Yeah, I suspected that would be the case. Absolutely. Why reactions off though? At some point I'll probably turn it back on, but until everybody has the option to from the viewer side to toggle them on and off, which a lot of people can now, particularly on, I think we can do it on desktop. Not every channel has it yet. I don't have it. Oh no, that's not going to tell me. Yeah, not every device or every channel has the ability to toggle, because some people don't like them. And so whilst a fairly sizable group of my live stream viewers don't like it, because where it sits, it gets in the way at the bottom of the chat. I think that's one of the primary reasons. I know as a moderator, it gets in the way. So I have it permanently toggled off on my channels now that I have it on, so that anytime I go to a live stream, I no longer see it, just because it gets in the way. I don't mind it though, and I do click on hearts and 100s and stuff sometimes when I'm in a live chat and I want to participate. I'll turn it on and participate, and then I'll probably turn it off again. I don't hate them. I just, as a preference, after polling audience, I prefer to leave it off. But I might leave it on once everybody has the option where they get to choose whether they have it permanently on or permanently off on their channel. And then it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And where's my... There it is. There's proof that custom emojis come through on Social Stream Ninja. Oh, the Wen show. Yeah. They had some reason to do it early today. It was done and dusted before I woke up. I just watched the replay. Chantel confirms live podcasts also can't test and compare the podcast square thumb. Yeah. Well, that makes sense, because the only place that they use the square artwork for the top level podcast is on the YouTube Music app, and they're not rotating out thumbnails on the YouTube Music app. So there we go. I've caught up with the chat again. Now, was there any more on my list of announcements? I don't think I got through them all. I'm going to jump back in. Yeah, because I jumped to the chat to see what the chat was talking about with the first couple of ones we went through. I think the last one we talked about was the Korea shopping affiliate program, which we just mentioned just in case, because it wouldn't apply to most people here. One experiment they were talking about this week, topics for comments on shorts. So they've been experimenting with topics in comments on long form videos, and I think this is a mobile thing. I haven't seen it in the wild myself, but I think it could be limited to... I'm not sure if it's limited to Android or if it's also on iOS, but I'm pretty sure it's a mobile thing. Let me check real quick. Let's check. Because apparently they've been testing it on regular form videos for a while. So I should just dive into a random video that should have comments in my feed. So let's look at this one. And I've got to get past the ads, which is always fun. Okay, then I'm going to pause it. I'm going to find the comment section. Now, see, on Android, all I'm getting is top and newest. I'm not getting the option for topics. Because what will happen is, see if we've got a video there like that. Focus. You see at the top there? Oh, hang on. See right below where it says comment says top and newest. There should be another option there. It says topics. So this is obviously a limited experiment in certain parts of the world, possibly. Maybe just the US. Maybe it's a premium thing. I don't know. But basically, it should be additional option that says topics, and basically they group and summarize comments by the topics that the people in the comments are talking about, and so they're expanding that to shorts. So maybe it's only available to people who are in the actual experiment. That's all I can think of for that one. And also, finally, there's a launch. It's also related to shorts. Title and description update on Android. It's to do with how the title and description appear on an Android device for shorts. And the title will appear differently depending if it's got hashtags in the title or not. It'll be either one line if it doesn't, or two lines if it does. So, you know, I don't think that's a big deal, because YouTube their UI is gonna look the way it's gonna look. It's not something we have control over, but I guess they're letting us know that that's something that they're tweaking on an Android phone in particular. So have fun with that one. That's all I can say. So that's the list I've got for this week. So yeah, anybody's got any questions, make sure you drop your questions in the chat with a Q, so I know that it is from you. And that's actually, I've highlighted that, but that's a milestone message technically.
Thank you for your membership milestone message.
Membership milestone message. Home Rapid Repair has been a Hewson YT member for 6 months. There you go. And I love Social Stream Ninja, how it shows the name, the level name, Hewson YT, shows how long you've been a member. I love the attention to detail. Love the attention to detail, and showing the emojis too. Awesome. And Q helps me see the questions, although I'll probably find them in the chat regardless. But yeah, it does help. Jerry says, I think it's important because Shorts Player is so cluttered. No more hashtags in the titles for me. Yeah. I'm sort of, I don't know why hashtags are pushed a little bit more in shorts as opposed to long form, although you can put them in long form as well. But they're not like, say, hey, put hashtags in. Whereas if you're in the shorts setup on your phone, for example, when you get to the part where you put in the title, they're going to start suggesting some like hashtags for you. It's like, is that really helping me in any sort of way, any sort of meaningful way? You know what I mean? I don't think it does personally. Like if I put like hashtag YouTube tips or something like that, there's like, I'm just going into a list of thousands of videos that probably have hashtag YouTube tips, short and long form. You know what I mean? It's not helping me get discovered in any special way. Chantel says, so Social Ninja can get all the emojis and info. Why can't StreamYard can do and the like to it? That's a good question. Now, I think they do. The way that they pull this is different. They're not like logged into your account, but you are like sharing. Like technically, what I could do is I could be accessing the chat messages from any stream that's live. Technically, if I know the video code, the code number, I could put it in. It'll open up a chat window. As long as that live stream's public, I should be able to highlight the chats directly from the chat window. So what it's doing, it's not pulling it from the back end of the channel. It's pulling it from the information in the window that displays. So I've right now got a popped out window that Social Stream Ninja produces. Let me show you over on this screen here. I'll show you what it looks like. Let's talk about it for a second, because you know I like talking about the technical things as well. Why am I saying that's the wrong screen? Ah, why is that so? See, that is on the other screen. You know, if I move that. Ah, you know why? You know why? I know why, because that screen share is specifically sharing Chrome, I think. Let me have a look at my settings for a second. Is that where my screen share is coming from? Yeah, sharing Google Chrome specifically. So if I switch it to my secondary display, there we go. Then if I minimize that, there we go. Okay, this is the Mac version of the Social Stream Ninja app. So this is the main window. I put in my code here, which is for my video. And what it does is it pops out this little chat window. And so it's pulling the information from here, from this particular window. So it's looking at the coding of this actual pop-out window and pulling all the live chat information from there. So it's getting all that information from what's publicly seen and whatever's in the formatting. And so, which makes sense for the emojis, for example, because the emojis appear in here. So if it appears in there, they should be able to grab it. So it's a workaround that they use so that you can grab comments from all sorts of platforms that may not have integrated sort of ability to grab comments. So you can grab them from like Instagram and Facebook and all sorts of places. A whole bunch, Twitch, you know, the whole bit. So where are we? Yeah, so Stream Ninja is not using the API. That's exactly right. Whereas the other two, I believe, are using the API. Yeah, so we're bypassing the API and actually using something, because you can see down the side here, like I can grab stuff from, say if I was streaming to Kick, which I never would stream to Kick or Facebook, TikTok, Trovo, Picardo. There's apps, there's streaming services here that I've never heard of. DLive, Vim, Beamstream. I'm surprised that, what's Beamstream? That's weird. PeerTub, other chat sites. There's a whole bunch, and in their GitHub section, they got a list of, well, if this is the place you're streaming to, this is how you get the chat information into Social Stream Ninja, and it will amalgamate. Like if you're in multiple locations, it'll amalgamate everything in, but it's grabbing it from the pop-up window, not from the back end of YouTube. So let's go back. Pull that back up. There we go. Have I done a tutorial? No, it's so new to me that I haven't done that yet, but that is a good idea. Just because I know I like to cover live stream stuff. I haven't done a lot of live streaming content in a while. But I think it's good. So as long as you could do, because this is basically in Ecamm. I'm using Ecamm, but I'm pulling up in Ecamm because I'm using it as a browser extension. So that's the key. So if you're using something like OBS or Ecamm, anything that will allow a browser extension, StreamYard doesn't have a browser extension, ability to bring in like browser pages or browser extensions. Or browser source, I should say. So it works on that principle. So like an alert from Streamlabs or Stream Elements, or any of those. So it's like, it sort of uses that principle to bring it into whatever streaming app you're using. And for me, I'm using Ecamm, but I'm using the browser source feature, whatever they call it, web sharing, something like that. But yeah, I will note that as a video topic, absolutely. Ooh, that's not the one I clicked on, but I will take it anyway. I clicked and the chat moved as I clicked. Chantel, do you have a topic for tomorrow yet? And the answer is no for one. Cool. Surprise, surprise. Well, speaking of Chantel's live streaming tomorrow, let's see what's coming up in the next 24 hours or so. And coming up at 9 a.m. Eastern, which is in about 34 minutes from now, Nick and D are going live over on Nick Nimmer's channel. It's Nimmer Live. Are you expected every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern? It is here at 9 a.m. Eastern. So that's coming up. And also, don't forget that Chantel will be going live 7 p.m. Eastern Sunday or 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Time on Monday morning. So we're going to learn all about YouTube live streaming type topics, moderation, all that sort of stuff. Chantel always has an awesome Q&A throughout her show as well, even if there's a specific topic being covered. So make sure you, if you can, jump in. And I'll be live next week, as always, as a bonus for that one as well. Let's bring that back in. Come back. All right, it's all happening in the chat. I have an idea. I used the live stream and made edits to it for a shorter, more compact VOD. So maybe you could talk about repurposing lives for a VOD and best practices. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that could be a good video topic too. Good video topic. Good stream. All right. So yeah, some good video ideas getting bandied about right now for myself and for Chantel. It's good. Hey, I don't think we've really talked about it yet. The community notes thing. Now, I did a video on it during the week. So Esmo Sky says, on the fact-checking thing, I got an invite to do community notes on YouTube. Oh, you're one of the ones that got an invite. That's great. On my main profile, but I'm on a wait list right now. Oh, nice. Yeah, because they said, because it's not like a free-for-all. It's not for viewers aren't going to get out there and be dropping corrections on people's videos like comment Nazis or, that sort of thing. Like grammar Nazis. So they won't be doing that. They're actually going to be allowing trusted, like I call them, like from the old days of like trusted flaggers, like Google trusted flaggers, which aren't really a thing anymore, particularly on YouTube anyway, where they can say, drop in a correction or an update or something like that. Remember, creators can already do that on their videos using the correction feature. So, creators are covered from that point of view, from them making a correction. So I don't know how they intend on seeing this being used. So I guess that's why it's in an experiment at the moment. But the fact that it was announced in a blog post tells me that they're pretty keen on it and they want to try and make it happen if possible. And obviously they do anything that they are rolling out. They do need to test it. They do need to make sure that it's actually going to work properly, all the way it's intended. So they basically said that they're going to invite certain people to participate in the program where they're able to drop a comment. Now, just drop a correction or drop an update or a community note, or they haven't really given it a good name. YouTube, they've sort of left it really open ended, and everybody's basically jumping calling it community notes because it's something that Twitter has recently introduced over on their platform a little while back. I don't see it being able to get used for, this is good, that it's likely not going to be used for brigading or mass correcting a video because somebody doesn't like somebody's point of view, because only invited, trusted contributors can comment, and even then, if they drop a note of any type before it goes up and is worthwhile, it's going to be like fact checked and verified and everything by a third party. And when I say third party, it means it's not YouTube and it's not the person who dropped the correction or the note. Who that third party is, I have no idea. I don't know. Like who is the third party and why should we trust? Why are they trusted to verify things, or are they like an audit, or are they more like an audit company? Like audit companies might audit like people's finances, for example, or a company's finances. Is it like that? I really don't know. They haven't dropped a lot of information yet, but it'll be interesting to see how it gets implemented over time. So for SMA Sky and anybody else that might get an invite and you get into that, be interesting to understand how that's working behind the scenes. That would be crazy if they allowed people to just like Wikipedia, like anybody can make any change, and for a period of time until it gets verified, it's just out there with wrong information for people to see, where it could do damage. And I'm sure Wikipedia has sort of tightened up on that over time. But yeah, we don't want to weaponize the community notes or whatever it is to mark a video like it becomes like the more detailed version of a dislike. I didn't like this video because the guy at 2 minutes and 45 seconds picked his nose. It's like that's not what it's there for. Or whatever, that's a tame one, someone picking their nose. But, it's like, I didn't agree. So, because they have this point of view and I have an opposing point of view, I disagree and I think he's an idiot or whatever, that's not what it's for. Okay. Okay, Creator Classroom says, I used the members only live, downloaded it, then used the bit where I did a thumbnail and made over on a members thumbnail. Then made edits to where it would make sense for a VOD. Yeah. I know one time I did a live demo, and I think I said, hey, we're recording this for a video that I'm about to do. I can't remember what the topic was, but I recorded it here with Ecamm in our live stream. Because I made sure I turned the recording on before I started streaming. So I basically took that recording of the live stream and cut out the tutorial section and dropped it into the main video that I was making on that particular topic. I think I did it sometime last year, and that worked quite well. So that's an interesting. There's a bunch of ways you could go about it. If you're using StreamYard, you can download the recording because it automatically records. Download that, edit that into all the sections you need into a video. I think I've done that maybe once before as well. And shout out to Roy is in the house. Welcome to the stream. With some recorded bits of me in between scenes to help it be a bit more smooth. Yeah. My guess it would be allowed for serious fact-based stuff and not for minor disagreements or clickbait. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that would be like, is the third-party sort of, we'll call them auditors because I don't have a better word for it, are basically going to say, well, is this a worthwhile note to go on there? Is this going to be beneficial to future viewers of the video? Is it going to clarify something that maybe wasn't clarified about whatever the topic was, whatever the point was? So, yeah. I think it's good. It sounds like to me like it's going to be fairly locked down, which I'm happy about because, yeah, if it was a free-for-all, we'll be like face palming YouTube so hard. While YouTube is borrowing from other platforms, I'd like them to borrow back channel and mod chat. Absolutely. Absolutely. You notice I recently dropped a community post where I asked people for their feedback if there are mods on any sort of channel or a particular larger channel, because they get like more, they sort of do a lot more work. If it's a busy chat, for example, if they had any features they would like that YouTube doesn't currently have, basically. And so had some interesting ones, and I think that was one of the ones that came up. And I'm going to make a note of those, and I'm going to send them off to Rene Ritchie, the creator liaison, because he's always open to more stuff for moderators in particular. I know we've talked to him about that before. And he's asked us back what our thoughts are on some stuff as well. I used the corrections the other day and noticed that TubeBuddy said my timestamps were out of order since I had one below the chapters. Yeah, they're going to have to update that tool, aren't they? Yeah, because you got to if you have chapters in place, you've got to put the corrections thing after the chapters. That is one of the rules and conditions of it actually triggering. Yeah, but YouTube usually takes those down pretty quick especially if it's actually even if it isn't, even if they haven't like hijacked the channel, and they're dropping those fake crypto sort of AI, Tesla / SpaceX / Elon Musk, saying something they didn't say, they usually do a pretty good job at taking those down fairly quickly, because they start to get reported from the people from that channel who go, hey, this isn't the typical content of this channel. I think they've been hijacked. This isn't appropriate content, and they mass report that live stream, and they get taken down. But yeah, I don't think it'd be up long enough to be community checked. Roy says YouTube is not very responsive to suggestions. Yeah, I guess it depends on the suggestion, and I think suggestions is like for something to be like created and implemented, it does take time. And so sometimes those suggestions are already on their list. It's just down the list somewhat. They have to like categorize, put like which feature is more important to us than another feature. What are our different teams working on currently? Are they busy working on an important feature? So these other features will have to wait a bit. So there's reasons why they're not very responsive, because obviously they're not going to respond to every individual suggestion. They're going to add it to their list of suggestions, maybe use the volume of suggestions as a rating system. I don't know how they do it. But yeah, any suggestion for a feature that doesn't yet exist is going to take time. Like, how long have creators been asking for A/B testing for thumbnails on YouTube directly without having to use like TubeBuddy or whatever? Like, it's been more than those years. Some would suggest it's been at least that many years. So somewhere in between, 5 and 10 years, people have been requesting that. That's taken a while. And it was fully rolled out this week. There you go. Thank you, YouTube. So yeah. Responsive? No. Does it take time? Definitely. Definitely. I'm just seeing what I need to highlight on my way through here. And while we're doing that, let's do this.
It's the last call.
It's the last call, which means it's your last chance to drop questions or make a comment in the chat. I'm going to try and catch up on the chat while those are coming in. I didn't like this. Is that going in the community notes? Oh, I've been community noted. Oh no. Oh, yeah, it's a member stream. Yeah, I remember that. It was last week, wasn't it? I think it was only last week. And I hadn't even seen that at the time. Yeah, community audit. Maybe. Yeah. Let's. Yeah. If you have a recommendation for what they should actually call that feature, let's get it out let's get it out and we can like test it with the public. Otherwise, community notes is so Twitter. It's so like, why do we want to call it the same thing as Twitter calls it? I think what we do is, we call it something that's familiar, and Twitter's one is the sort of the main one that's in a lot of people's consciousness at the moment. But yeah, maybe they'll just call it like, this is called the fact check section. You can fact check something. Maybe they're just going to use it for fact checking facts. Yeah, that could be possible. Let's see. I'm just clicking on random things now. Why am I clicking on random things? I always do this. I had to add some new keywords to my block words list because those SEO specialists. Yeah, I started getting more emails this week. It's like it was a bit of a lull, but now I'm starting to get them again. These jokers. Facebook messages, and sometimes I get them in YouTube comments. A couple of YouTube comments, but emails are probably the main place. Emails and Facebook messages. So yeah, they're terrible. Terrible. A full decade. Yeah, talking about the Twitter notes. Oh, last call. We've got to bring up the last call one. There we go. I read, I think on Twitter yesterday, you can type in the comments to instruct bots to tell them what to do. Has anyone seen this? Oh, I saw somebody commenting. Was that to do with YouTube? Or was that comments somewhere that was on a particular platform? I can't remember where. Was it Reddit or YouTube, or I can't remember where it's supposed to be. Hey, urban van life in the house. Hey, friendly van dwellers who now live in a van. Will that make sense? Their house is gone, and we're currently in Ireland for 2 months. In Ireland for 2 months. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, Ireland for summer. It'll be nice and warm, I'm sure. You guys are having a bit of a heat wave over that way. I don't like this life because there's not enough Tim Tam talk. The old Tim Tam talk. You know what? I'm going to have to get some Tim Tams one day and have them handy on set. I don't usually buy Tim Tams a lot. Oh, mint slices are superior to Tim Tams. Some of my kids would probably... Oh, they like them both. I'm not a mint slice eater. I'm not a big chocolate. I don't like chocolate and mint together for some reason. Although the one exception I have for that is the old school after dinner mints. For some reason, maybe this is just my upbringing. I don't know. Nice new backdrop, Doug. It looks amazing. Yeah, it's sort of it's my temporary one. That's like my old sort of soundproofing or sound deadening sort of boards that are actually colourful and sort of half look okay. Most of my old backdrop is being used as a wall out there, not as part of my studio. So, because I had such a big black backdrop that it's massive, it goes up to the roof and drops down to like a certain width. It's like making up it's like a temporary wall right now, and that's why I don't have it sort of set up here. It does, but it could be like a clarifying fact check. But often fact checks are like, hey, they've missed something, or they got something wrong. And then people will disagree with the fact checker. It will never end. We already have comments for that. Yeah, maybe it'll generate more comments, more engagement for the videos. Who knows? It's crazy. All right. Not much sun in Ireland. I thought there was supposed to be a heat. Maybe it's all over down on the mainland in Europe, down around. Maybe it's more England and across into France and stuff. I don't know. They're telling me something about 30-degree heat wave in that part of the world. They're lying to me. The news is lying to me. Yeah, well, Jerry, we'll have to work something out. We'll have to work something out. Maybe there's something I can... I know you probably could be at Vid Summit, but if you happen to end up being at Vid Summit, I'll definitely bring something over for you. Because that'd be easy. If you're there, I can hand it to you. I'll bring some snacks. I'll bring the classic snacks. Like, all for Jerry. Just for Jerry. It'll be like... Chantel and I will come up with a selection. Maybe some twisties. Chantel, what do you reckon? Obviously a packet of Tim Tams. They're the classics. I don't know. You want to try Vegemite? Vegemite. What else is there? Although Vegemite aren't necessarily snacks, but it's like it's something you can put on like a piece of bread. Try it out. Care package. So Chantel's already on it before I even mentioned it. There we go. All right, trying to get to the bottom of the chat here. Trying to get to the bottom of the chat because we need to wrap things up. Nick Nimmin and D Nimmin are going to be live soon. Anybody know those guys? People's facts could be like Amazon reviews. The amount of reviews rubbishing a product, and you know they have said it wrong or not read the instructions correctly. Yeah, that's sometimes the case, isn't it? It's like, you didn't turn it on, or you didn't plug it in, or there's something going on. Barbecue shapes, yeah. The Mad Mod snack pack. Yeah, I heard that one too. That might be something that needs to get fact checked. Oh, burger rings. Yeah, burger rings. Another one. I haven't had burger rings in years. I was more of a cheese twisty. I know a lot of people like chicken twisties. all that and more. Well, Nick Demon is coming up in 11 minutes. So I'm gonna wrap things up. You're going to be redirected, I should say, straight to Nick's pre-show chat, so you can end up there, have a chat, maybe step away, make a coffee or a drink of your choice. It's been good hanging with you guys again. We'll see what news and announcements YouTube has next week, and also talk more Q&A stuff. Could be huge, or it could be a very quiet week. But nonetheless, we'll get together and talk about all this stuff and more next time. It's been good having everyone here. And this is Doug, and I'll catch you later.